There are no excuses why you can't succeed, why you can't get it done. There are no excuses. I don't want to hear I got so much to do. You got so many other things to do other than work for your success. People literally will make an excuse not to be successful. They will. They will find every way not to make something happen. I don't know how many excuses I had. No, hey, you could do this. Oh, I got so much to do. I got this job that I'm working at. And job. So you make an excuse to be a slave. You'd rather be a slave than make something happen for yourself and your family outside of clocking in and out. Y'all want to know what's really going on out here? Y'all really want me to say the truth about the very existence that 80% of the population is living? Just like they got free reign. They said the first franchise opened in 1952. So he was 71 years old. And why can't you do that? Do something. 71. But before he got to that point, he was doing other things. Do you think that he thought he was going to have a Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise? He just decided, this is how ideas work. He decided to have a filling station, which is a gas station, and serve food. And he used recipes from his childhood that he learned and was serving that. It morphed into the franchise after many years. So I said 52 was when the first franchise opened up. And that's how all ideas work. It starts somewhere and then it ends up this big idea. But it started off with a little idea, bunch of little ideas put together. That's why I said there is no excuses, because most people, when they want to do something, they're thinking about, I want to be where Kentucky Fried Chicken is today. Well, if you want to be where Kentucky Fried Chicken is today, you have to put in some time and effort and some years, because that's what it took to get there. Listen. I know you guys are wanting to do big things, but in order to do big things, you must meet big challenges. See, you have to understand that. If you're not being challenged, if you're not meeting big challenges, then you're not doing big things. And one of the biggest challenges is your drive to be successful and be consistent and turn off the TV, turn off social media, and focus on your goals. Focus on your wealth, your prosperity. Too many people think too much. They think, man, I gotta have this. I think about what people gonna say, how they gonna react, blah, blah, blah. People gonna say and react how they going to react. You can't control that. You just gotta keep your mind focused on what you're trying to do. Stop getting focused on what people think. Stop caring so much about that. Am I saying be rude and hurt people's feelings? No, I'm talking about in the context of you creating your business and getting off the ground. People may reject it a lot right at first. There was a lot of ideas out there that was rejected a lot. The idea of selling water in a bottle that you can get out the tap free was rejected at first. The idea that we could fly somewhere on a plane in the air was rejected at first. Shoot, I always use these guys. Michael Jordan was rejected at first. Now he's a household name for whenever. Who knows? Still selling Michael Jordan sneakers, and he hasn't played in years. But he was rejected at first. So you must be rejected first before you get accepted. That's just part of the process. Gotta unmute first. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing great. The family's doing great. Preparing for this week of relaxation and spending time with family. My brother is going to come into town later on this week on Friday. They don't really celebrate Thanksgiving, but they're still going to come and hang out with us. Excuse me, let me clear my throat. Let me get my drink here. I have my drink. Ooh, I haven't done that in a while. So, anyway, like I said, I hope everybody's doing good. I want to make an announcement about the upcoming event I'm doing on December the 2nd. I know it's kind of last minute. So this event is shown on the screen. It's a financial freedom seminar. It's being held and hosted by Pastor Andre and Shakira Owens, so a husband and wife team. They're bringing me in, and I'm going to be talking about discharging loans, your student loan, your mortgages, 1099s, how to structure and benefit from operating in trust, business funding, religious unincorporated association. All the things I usually talk about. But this event is a lot different than the other ones. So because it's a church, there will be no upfront costs. I'm not doing it. I'm not hosting it, so I don't have the expenses that go with all of the things when I do put stuff into them. When I do these events, I have to cover my expenses and cover my time being there. But they are being gracious enough to cover all of those things, so they decided not to charge to get in. So contact the name and the number on the flyer, contact the Owens, and get that information about the details on where it's going to be. All right. So y'all got no excuses other than traveling expenses to get there. So all you have, traveling expenses. That's it. So if you're in the Chicago, Illinois area, I think he even has the address. The venue is 5931 South Hermitage Avenue, Chicago, Illinois 60636. So there you go. But call them first to let them know you're coming. It's ill-advised just to show up, okay? Because space is limited, as it says. So you want to, as this flyer says, so you want to make sure that you can get in. So I fully expect anybody in that area to be there. So it's December the 2nd. There you go. All right, so I'm going to talk about this whole sovereign citizen stuff because people apparently are still trying. Well, I guess people will still try to do these dumb tactics that I call dumb and putting yourself in harm's way. I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's see. Let's go to my chat. Who's out there? All praise to y'all's out there. It's a figure of speech in which apparently country terms appear in conjunction. Not sure what he's referring. I guess he's referring to the sovereign citizen thing. Happy Tuesdays, everyone. Corinne says. DJ Thunder says evening, everyone. And Road Warrior says peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all. And I say the same thing. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all. Here we are. It's November the 21st. Roughly 9 days are left to the month. It's pretty much over with. The year is pretty much over with. This current structure of a year is over with. We'll be doing a money ritual pretty soon. So, December the 1st, I announced it to my members. December the 1st, as soon as that day hits, midnight, anything that you're trying to get in off the ground, maybe it's just you want to just exercise more. You want to change your diet. Anything you want to make happen for the new year, we're going to start that on December 1st. So it's very hard to start new habits anyway. So what we're doing is, what I'm putting out there, we're going to start December the 1st on these new ideas, all of these things that we want to happen. So I've already started mine, but I gave myself some members. So I guess you could say I cheated. I've already started some things and implemented some things that I want to happen. So one of the things I started, I'm going back to the gym more. I've already went twice this week. So I'm trying to do 3 times a week at the gym. Not trying. I will be doing 3 times a week. Now, I get up early in the morning. So like 4:30, between 4:30 and 5, I get up. I get to the gym by 5:30-ish. I work out for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes tops. I don't go in there and try to spend hours. Okay? I know what I want to do. I go get it done, and I'm out of there. I make it easy for myself. And that's what I suggest. That's what I suggest you do. Make it easy. Don't try to do all this extra stuff, especially if you haven't worked out in a while. Just do something and build up from there. The key is to become consistent in whatever you're doing, and then add on as you go along when you feel comfortable with it. So if you haven't exercised for years, don't try to go out there and overlift and overdo it. 15, 20 minutes tops. Now, I'm not saying get a gym membership. I'm saying do something, exercise somehow. Whether it be just going for a walk, do something. I also got a trampoline. There's a mini trampoline in my house. So I jump on it every morning for about 5 minutes, tops. 5, maybe sometimes I do 10, just to get the lymphatic system going. I don't go crazy. I don't need to. I'm not trying to be a world-class bodybuilder. I just want to stay in shape. Keep my body moving. Keep it feeling young. I guarantee you start exercising more, you start to think clearer. I know I get a lot of good ideas when I'm exercising. And then if you top that off with adding in positive messaging like Reverend Ike or whoever you want to listen to. You don't have to be a Reverend Ike, but something that you vibe with, that you connect with, as long as it's pushing you in a positive direction. The second thing that I want to do is, I did this in the past, but I'm gonna do it again. Start playing more positive messaging throughout my house. That let those messages play loud in the house. Not loud, but I could hear them. So I have gotten out of the habit of doing that, so I'm getting back into the habit of doing that. The other thing, number 3 is, well, this should have been probably number 1. Make more time for family things. You don't know, but make more time. Like, schedule that in. Hey, this day, this is what we'll be doing as a family. Whether that be playing games as a family. We did that as a family. We used to do that a lot at times, and then we just kind of fell off. And I remember when coming up as a kid, we did that, played games. That's how I learned how to play spades and other different games, because my mother and father used to play with us. Yeah, learning how to play spades with my parents is kind of rough, because whenever you put out the wrong card, man, you heard it. And then as we get older, we stop doing that. But I want to get back to doing things like that. And of course, with the business, making that grow bigger than it was this year. Make it even bigger. I actually was talking to the company we get our trucks from. We had a good conversation. He said, listen, I need you to get some more trucks so I can retire. I want to come down south where you are. I said, okay. I already told you we're going to do 10. I said, but I was holding back this year. But I'm projecting the first of the year to get some more trucks. I want to get 2 more. But the challenge is always finding a good driver. That's it. But I want to get some tractors too. So someone put in the chat, proper diet. That's key too. If you want to change your diet, you want to eat better. I'm not saying become a vegan or anything like that. I'm not pushing a certain diet. Pick a diet that you're comfortable with, that you feel good about. I believe sometimes people get into these diet fads or diet craze, and just because they're vegan, they want you to be vegan, or because vice versa. You need to have this because, there's a lot of herbs out there. There's a lot of good things for you. But do you know that some herbs are not good for some people? What I can take and tolerate in my body, someone else can take it. But there's always an alternative herb that can have the same benefit as what you're trying to achieve. Only your body can tell you that. So follow the path that your spirit is taking you to. That's what's important. Long as it's not a destructive path. Follow your path. Too many times we get caught up in listening to this one, that one, just taking in all this information. Then we start getting more, we're more confused than where we started from. But do you understand that you are already encoded with all the answers that you ever need? People like myself are just here to remind you of that you have the answers for your life. You have them all. You don't need me. You don't need anyone else to tell you. Some people say, Akeem, what is it? Your message, you don't need people to need you and all of that, because that's how you make money. No, I'm always going to make money. That's because I know why I'm always going to make money, because I know that's my birthright, is to be prosperous. I was born to be wealthy. I was born to have it all that I need in abundance, have all that I need in abundance to be able to help in my family, the people in my circle. So I don't have to worry about telling you that you don't need me, because you really don't. You don't need me to find the information that's out there, because just like I found it, you can find it. Because this is one simple thing that you can do, but it's very hard for people to do, but it's simple. It's just ask for the truth. I want the truth. Whatever it is you want to know, just say, show me the truth of this matter. I need to see that. I want that. Sign that contract, and the truth will come. Now, and it's funny, I was listening to a Tyrese interview, and he spoke on this. He said, all you have to do is ask for the truth. It'll come to you. You'll get it. You'll get an understanding. But he said this, and I've said this too, and I agree with him wholeheartedly. But you have to be ready for the truth, because sometimes that truth doesn't come all packaged in a pretty bow, gift wrap, looking all pretty. Sometimes the truth is very ugly to you. And the only reason why it's ugly to you, because you're not ready to accept it at that time. So it looks, wait a minute, I gotta face this. This is ugly. This is not what I want. This is not the truth. Then you wasn't looking for the truth. You was looking for something to make you feel good. But the truth comes plain and simple. Now you get to decide whether you want to accept it or reject it. We already know that most of the world rejects truth. They just want what makes them feel good. Anything that makes them feel uncomfortable, it's offensive to them. See, raising your consciousness to a level where whenever that truth comes, and you may not be quite what you want or what you thought, or it may even hurt a little or taste very bitter. Yeah. And accepting that's when you have grown, and that's when you have come to an age of majority. You have come to enlightenment. Someone who knows See, that's the real definition. Y'all studying this mission. I want to be the agent majority. Agent majority means that you have come to accept that majority of information that you're receiving may be false, and that you want the truth and you're willing to accept whatever that truth is and live with that, saying, okay, this is the truth. Now I want something different, so let me project a different idea out there and create a more harmonious environment for myself. The issue is, when we ask for the truth, most of the times we reject it right off the bat. No, that can't be true, because that doesn't line up with all of the misteachings I've been given all my life. I said it that way purposely, because most of the stuff we've been taught from our childhood is a misteaching. It's an illusionary fairy tale we've been living under. Our program is so deep that we don't even know that we are programming. It's like having a dream, waking up, thinking you woke when you're still asleep. So you woke up in a dream while you're dreaming. That's what's happening. You think you woke, like a lot of these sovereign citizens, they think they're woke. And I'm gonna share the video with you, an example of it, of the nonsense. Because a really conscious being, conscious and spiritual being, does not seek to create conflict, although conflict does come to a conscious and mindset that is elevated, does come, but it knows how to accept that conflict and not expand it. Knows how to diffuse it or remove himself from it. I've always told you, when you do these little tactics with police and all of that stuff and being pulled over, you don't have to fight these people. These people are just trying to do a job. You don't have to be nasty. You don't have to be rude. And just because you feel like you know something more than them, or you have some more better information than they have, you don't have to beat them up over the head with it. I really believe the sovereign citizen movement has come to be like a church, like what churches used to be. These religious fanatics. It's like a religion. That's what I meant. It's become like a religion. They jumped out of the churches and all that, and they created this movement, and it's become like a religious movement of fanatics. You see? So back to what I was saying about accepting the truth. Remember what I talked about? December 1st, we're going to start some new stuff. I'm going to start some new stuff, and I invite you to join me in December 1st, and we're gonna keep track of things. We're gonna make each other accountable. I'm gonna be checking in. So join the Telegram channel, because I'll be checking in through that. Church of Infinite. Let me see if I can get the QR code and put it up there, the invite link, copy link. And I'll put it in the chat over here. There it is. There's the link to join. 2024 is going to be a very big year. Transformation. It's a year of transformation. Okay? It's going to be a big year. And some transformation is not going to always be positive. It's going to be truth. So it's not going to be all. For some people, that transformation is probably going to go through some difficult times in order to transform to someone higher. Just remember, it's a process. I'm not saying it's a big year and you're going to have all these great things. I know great things going to happen, but I also know with greater things come greater challenges. I already know that. I'm prepared mentally for that. I've been going for the last 2 years. Things been popping up like wow, that I thought I'd never have to deal with, and they did. And I'm like, man, this must be training me for something. Okay. What did I do? I put 2 screens up there. All right. So let's get to it. Let's show this video. This is a video a guy was doing about sovereign citizens, and he's showing some guy in a car. Let me just skip ahead and make sure. Yeah, this is the part that I want. I don't want to talk about David Wood Miller. Well, this is the part I want to start at. All right, so let's go. Why does it keep doing that? Showing that extra screen for.
Hi everybody. The reason I'm pulling this guy over is because he has an obstructed license plate. He's not answering any of my questions. He's recording me. So I'm gonna get back to it. Do you have a driver's license on you?
I don't answer any questions, sir. What's the reason you're pulling me over? What's the reason you're pulling me over? Vehicle code 260. My grandfather was a highway patrol. You cannot go above what highway patrol follows. Vehicle code 260. They only recognize commercial vehicles. I'm a traveler, sir, not a driver.
Yes, you're driving in
No.
Walnut Creek, so
No, I'm traveling, sir, from point A to point B. When you used, what was the emergency you pulled me over for? Where you used your lights? Where was the emergency where you needed to turn your lights on? What is the emergency, sir? I'm here to help you.
There is no emergency.
There is no emergency, so you created the emergency, and when you did that, you committed a felony.
Okay, just wait.
Dude, this is just a traffic stop. Why are you so angry about it?
So as you can see, this guy is hostile towards the police. And you notice the police officer's demeanor is pretty calm. So this guy thinks he knows something. He's got people in his family that's in the law enforcement, and he's bringing all that up. The guy's just trying to do his job. Just imagine if you put yourself in this man's shoes. He's trying to do a job. He's doing what he think is right according to his training. And not saying cops don't go outside of their training, but that's their culture. So basically, he thinks he's doing his job, and then some guy is coming at him like that on the side of the road. Well, how likely is it going to be that this guy ends up going to jail? Or at best, just get some tickets. It's highly likely, but let's keep going.
Yeah, that a cop can only have his lights on.
Taken off, sir.
I don't trust
Half
you.
my family are in law enforcement.
Information, you're not giving your identification.
Sir, you illegally pulled me over.
Trust you.
I don't trust you.
The spike strips.
And the guy is
If you want
like
to
really
identify yourself,
calm, the cop.
I'm going to give you a citation for the simple vehicle code violation that you've committed.
It's like he's like, I just
I'm
want
sorry,
to
but simple
ticket.
isn't a word in a soft-six vocabulary.
Blocked. Stand by with him. He's not free to go. You have a key? No, he's just inside.
Now, let me stop it here. I know of. I'll give dialogue after. Let's keep going here. Skip ahead a little bit.
I am not a sovereign citizen. You are the sovereign citizen, sir. Just because you don't have the knowledge, that's not my concern.
He's yelling at the cop.
A sovereign means you were born in this country. A citizen is someone who works for the government. You are the only sovereign citizen here. When you are born in this country, you are sovereign. When you work for the government, you are a citizen. You are the sovereign citizen, sir. I'm simply sovereign.
Ah, semantics. Another telltale sign that you are dealing with a sovereign citizen.
Depending on what the violation is. I have pulled you over for obstruction of your license plate. You also blocked your VIN number. In the state of California, when you are operating a motor vehicle, you need to identify yourself.
This is not a motor vehicle, sir. This is my automobile.
Okay.
See, this is one of those. Now he's about to give him this paperwork. That's that
This is who I
David
am.
Wynn Miller
You
stuff
need to
teachings
identify yourself
too.
to me. You need
This is who I am. I'm telling you.
driver's license, sir?
I'm telling you who I am. I am a federal judge, and you are in a shithouse
Now
of trouble.
he's a
You need to
federal judge. and
You
he's
don't
just-
take my documents.
He's in
open the
a.
door.
No, I don't.
If you don't open the door, I'm going to break this window open. I'm going to pull you out.
Sir, you have no authority.
He elevated this with his attitude.
Where do you get your post-bankruptcy
I need
authorization?
you to open this door.
What is he
I'm going
talking
to bust
about?
this window open. I'm going to pull you out of the car. This is your last chance. I need to make sure that this vehicle is in compliance. It's registered, and I need to make sure that you have a license.
Sir, you have no authority to even pull me over. What was the emergency, sir? Sir, I want a
This is
I want
about
a
to get
supervisor.
ugly.
Sir, what is the emergency I was pulled over for?
What do you guys think? From the passenger side, open it.
So why did he use the lights?
Can I finish?
Yeah.
You're pulled over for a vehicle code violation. You don't have a license plate on your vehicle. You don't have any.
I don't need one, sir. Vehicle code 260. My grandfather was in the highway patrol for 25 years. You cannot go above what highway patrol follows. Vehicle code.
Cherry picking vehicle codes. That
Okay, so I was stopping. I think y'all saw enough. Let's stop that. Let's stop the trash. Let's stop the trash. Okay. This is classic sovereign citizen stuff. BS. And it usually ends up with someone going to jail, or at work. At the least, they get tickets. They never win this stuff. Never. I know many people who have tried these very tactics. I know someone's been in jail in the last year 3 times. Driving without licenses, don't want to register the car, spend 2 and 3 weeks in jail, going through psych evals, because that's what they do in certain states. You know, like Florida's very good for that. When you start acting like that, let's give them a psych evaluation. Now, I literally helped someone else get out of jail just by telling them to say a few things pertaining to religion, and they got out, right? Then they got out and went back to this nonsense. So that person is basically barred from ever getting advice from me again, because for some reason people are attracted to this just stuff, just these techniques, even if they don't work, or they don't even have proof that it works. So anybody that's looking at this is a prime example of what you should not do. It gets worse as it goes on, but I figured it was, as the drama elevated, I'm trying to stay in a peaceful state of mind. But what I noticed about this, the 2 cops were calm. They weren't, the usual aggressive, or what we see on the media aggressive cops. They were just calm and just saying, listen, this is what we're doing. And you got to understand, this is a job for these people. This is their training. This is what they're supposed to do. You will not be able to out-talk them or convince them to do anything else but their job. That's it. So if you're one of those just riding around without your plates and all of this stuff, and I know there's a lot of people teaching this stuff on the internet, telling you what to do, what you can do, and all that stuff, and they're not doing it, or they're doing it. But I'll tell you one thing: a lot of people that tell me that they're doing it, the car gets towed, they got to pay to get it out, or they just simply lose the car altogether. I'm like, I'm not talking just young people. There's people all age groups from young to older. Like I'm talking in their 60s, 70s, pulling this type of crap. And let's talk about, why don't you want to register your car? Why don't you want to pay the taxes on it? Oh, well, I don't agree with taxes on your car. I don't agree with it. But when you really dig deep into why people are not wanting to do these things, it's because they have a poverty mindset. Then they feel like they don't have enough money, so they looking for any way to save, and this is one of the ways, by latching on to these ideas and not registering their vehicles. Someone showed me some plates. Oh, I got these plates and I'm doing this. And I said, that's not going to work. I was told I was not being positive and I was being negative. I said, no, I'm not being positive or negative. I'm just telling you it's not going to work, because I've seen so many people try that and get in trouble. Cars get towed. I said, you're putting yourself in a position where the people that enforce these laws, they're looking for that. So you're putting yourself out there. They're looking to write tickets. Their job is to write tickets, right? To make revenue for the state. So when they see a person like you shoot, that's easy money right there. And then you act crazy, that's even more money that they're going to hit you with. Recently, I think within the past 2 months, someone pulled this. Not only did they get about 4 or 5 tickets, they got the car towed. They went to jail, spent almost 2-3 weeks in jail. And what's interesting about this person is, and I hope they're listening, they don't listen to nothing else until they get in jail. And all the people they learn from, they don't go to them. They come to me. How do I get myself out of this? Then I help them. They get out of it and they go right back to the trash. And after they get out, they stop listening to anything I say. So what that says, they know my stuff works and does get things done. But for some reason, they trying to find some other way that I guess they want to be original and find something new. But they're not smart enough. I'll tell you, this person is, and I hope they listen. I believe they're dumb as rocks. Because anybody that spends 3 weeks in jail and get out and go back to doing the same thing again, and you grown, you got kids, and you just choose to go back to the trash, that's dumb. It's not smart. And it's a poverty mindset. The whole reason why I'm even doing this show is because I'm tired of getting the calls. Oh, my place this, and then somebody telling me what all these people are teaching them. Stuff I've heard a countless amount of times. Trust me, I was in that same position, believing in that reality, but I never got to the point where I was using no plates and not paying to keep my vehicle up. Because I always thought like this. Okay, I believe this is real, but I have my child in the car, I have my family in the car. How would that look if I get pulled over trying to pull these stunts? How would that look? Wouldn't be a good look. And it actually wouldn't show that I'm a good protector of my family. And a lot of brothers are trying these tactics, and they're trying to call themselves men. They want their women to look at them as being responsible. Their children look at them, and they're not getting any respect at home. You're not getting respect because you're doing dumb stuff. You're doing stuff like this. This is useless. This is a total waste of time to be putting yourself when you're on your way home and want to go relax, maybe whatever this guy is trying to do. And you're sitting here arguing with a cop about your plates on your car. The time I take to argue about these plates and saving the money on taxes, I could be making millions of dollars and just pay those taxes. Pay that. To keep my insurance up. And that's another thing. A lot of times they don't even pay the insurance on the car. Like, for instance, the very person I'm talking about hit someone. This is how they even got in trouble. They hit someone in the back. So they're at fault. And then they tried to work a deal with the people. Oh, I'll give you and the people didn't trust them. Well, you don't have, because, you know, if these people got their car straight and then you're coming in and wait a minute, you don't have regular plates, you don't have insurance card, you don't have none of this. Oh, I don't trust you. I'm calling the cops. So they tried to talk the people out of it. And then the cops came, got belligerent with the cops, and off they went to jail like a dummy. For a simple fender bender. Almost 3 weeks. Listen, people, keep your registration up to date. Pay the whatever taxes they have on the car. If you want to avoid taxes on the car, create the church. Donate the car to the church and let the church register the vehicle. And now your tax exempt. I just gave you a clue on how to do this stuff properly. I know some people too. Well, I got a church. I ain't trading no church in it. Well, if you're thinking too small there, when you're thinking like that, and you really haven't studied the Bible, because you're supposed to have your own personal relationship with God, not through a church, but through you. Then you use the church as an extension of your service to God. That's how it's supposed to work. I mean, in the Bible, how many times did they go to church? They used to travel like once a year to these big events, religious events. But I don't recall them having regular church meetings on Sundays or whatever days and all of that. I don't recall that. Their church, their temple, their service was in their home. Think about this. Abraham, they used to travel and they would right there on the spot build the altar to God right there on the spot. They didn't wait till they got to the church, to somebody else's church to go to the altar. They built their own altar. See, I follow what the Bible says. I'm going to build my own altar. I'm going to build my own church. You see? I don't need a church to do all of that. The church is for me to go have fellowship with people of somewhat like minds. Now, it's not always people in church have the same mindset, but that's what the church is for, an extension of your already church at home. Your practice and your service to God doesn't start in the church. It starts within you, and then from you, outside of you, it starts in your home. This is why we have so much confusion and things are so screwed up. And that's why people are doing stuff like this, is because they're not really true servants of God. They're not true worshipers of God. They don't have a true connection with God, because their only connection to God is a surrogate, and that's the church and the pastor. That's it. They have a surrogate relationship. They're letting someone else do all the work in the study of the Bible, and then they go to church on Sunday and just listen to him preach for about 45 minutes, and that's extent of their service. None of that stuff's personal for them. Because if you really want to get connected to God, you will be studying the Bible for yourself, getting an understanding through the Holy Spirit, and you'll get your answers. Remember, I said the truth is in you already. The reason why you can't see the truth, because it's covered up in a lot of false teachings, things you've accepted as truth. that are not really true for you. I'll say it again. Things you believe is true, you have accepted as truth, but it's really not the truth for you. It's someone else's truth you're trying to make it yours. The only way you're going to ever get to God or have a connection with God is by going within you and looking for God within you. Because God is in you. That's the only place you're going to find God. See, I don't remember how the fable goes, but well, I'll say it like this. God wasn't trying to trick us. He was trying to teach us how to properly find God. So he placed himself in the very place that most people wouldn't look. That's how he knows he got true followers. He put himself in a place that most people wouldn't look. And that's within them. See, when you find God within you, then that's when the truth shows up. And you're going to go through some changes with that one. I can tell you right now, it's not going to be a good, happy thing for you, but it is a good thing, but it's not going to be a happy thing because it means that you must transform and become a new spiritual person in order to have that success, that real life. Yeah, there's a people who have a lot of money and have fame, but they're not happy. But if you want to have the money and be happy, you have to put spiritual things first. Because through spiritual things, there is no lack. You wouldn't have to worry about, oh man, who cares about that little bit of money they're asking for or the year when I'm making millions a month. Who cares? See, things like that attract people who are in a poverty mindset. Wealthy people don't think like that. Because for one thing, those expenses, if they're set up structured right, they are tax deductible 100%. The only place it's not really 100% tax deductible is when you're doing it as a 1040 Social Security user person. And if you're using that in leakage that they created for you, if you're using their property to make money, which is the social. But if you start operating in entities like trust and either corporations or LLCs or even the church, the tax implications, the tax liability is drastically reduced when it comes to things like that. And if you're learning what we learn in our class, you welcome stuff like that because you know how to correctly discharge it properly. What time is it? 8:02. When I start noticing the time, that means it's time to wind down. All right, who? Any other comments out there? Let's go to the comments. Man, it's a lot of comments here. Ronnie Davis says, "What's up, family?" YG Bone. I hope I didn't mispronounce that name. Brother needs to learn honor and dishonor. That's what he's got on. I'm not sure what he means by that. He's talking about. Well, what is he talking about? Man, is he trying to honor and dishonor? I don't know. Learn what? Maybe he's talking about his way of teaching. I don't get that. Ronnie Davis says it don't work. I'm not gonna put the words he ever. Yeah, don't. It never works. You're right. The delusion is real. He said they're going to try anyway. Yes, they will. DJ JOJ said peace and blessings to all. Yeah. And Ronnie Davis put jewel or diamond up there, meaning I said something that y'all can use. I'll say it again. I'll reinforce what I just said or reiterate. Create you a church or whatever, temple, synagogue, mosque, and start operating out of that through all your finances. The tax benefits for that is way better than operating as a straw man. Got to get back to your spiritual ways. You got to start walking in the path of your ancestors. We're not walking in the path of our ancestors. Our ancestors were very spiritual beings. That's why things worked out for them more. Even a lot of our ancestors did go to church and they did all those things, but they had a proper view of church. And that's why things worked. Now, church is just some place to show up. And I guess it's become a breeding ground for dating and hooking up now. It's more for that than it is for actually becoming spiritual. But like I said, your spiritual journey starts within. It doesn't start in the church. It starts with you and within, in your secret place, meaning in the higher places and consciousness of your mind. Now, I already gave you where you're going to find God within you. You can believe that or not. But I can tell you right now, you'll never find him if you're looking anywhere else. And how I can prove my point, did you find him? Yeah, looking outside. Did you see him? Did he come talk to you? No. All right, with that being said, I'll put that flyer up there again. I think this is it. There it is. If you want to be there, it's no cost to get in. No, it's absolutely free to get in. My expenses is already taken care of to be there. So if this is what they wanted as a church, hey, it's up to them. Come on in, get the same information that you would get if I was hosting it and I had the fee, and I charged for my time. They're paying for my time. It's not that they're not paying me, but they took care of all of that, and they want to offer it to their members to come in. When I do seminars, I charge because I have to travel. I have to do. There's a lot of expenses that going in that, and I need to get compensated for the time I'm spending doing it. And you're always going to leave with some great information. So let's see. What are any last words? All right. This is what I want to say to you guys. The holidays is coming. Be safe. If you're traveling, be safe. Keep some positive vibes going. Play it in the car if you're driving, wherever you're going, to keep things positive. And remember, December 1st is the start date of whatever it is you want to manifest for next year. December 1st is the starting point where I'm implementing whatever new I'm going to be doing. I've already started implementing some of the things. But whatever you want to make happen and expand for next year, positive, let's start on December 1st. Okay? December 1st is the time. All right. Yazzie Bay say 100. Peace. Man, we got a lot of people on too. So let me see. Let me go through the memory banks of my mind, see if there's anything else I want to say. Nope, not really. Only thing I want to say though before I go is, let me get my music going here. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all. Till next time. Peace.